first issue I would address would be, the world is filled with problems. Poverty, pollution, inadequate education, injustice, crime, war, starvation, disease, and much more. The leaders of the world have countless issues to deal with. But if I were in charge, the first issue I would address would be illiteracy. Why illiteracy when there's disease, war, and injustice? Because, according to the UN, 1 billion people, 26% of the world's population, enter the 21st century, unable to read a book or even sign their name. Not a single issue mentioned earlier can be solved without a literate world. Quality food can't be grown without literate farmers. Medicine can't be properly administered without literate medical personnel. Justice can't be served without literate police officers, judges, and leaders. Natural resources can't be protected without a literate and an aware society. Awesome speeches couldn't be delivered without highly literate students and teachers. If we wanted to tackle all the world's problems, we have to start by teaching everyone how to read, and to read well. Having a literate society is absolutely necessary to improve the quality of life for all people. According to the Summer Institute for Linguistics, 2/3 of the world's illiterate are women. Without education, women can't have the same opportunities as men, because literate people have distinct advantages in nearly every aspect of life. Literate people can make healthier choices. They can learn the best ways to exercise, prepare food, and prevent the spread of germs and disease. Literate people have more job opportunities and therefore more economic freedom. They can become educated voters and bring about positive government reform. Literate people can protect their natural rights and make the most of their individual privileges. Don't all people deserve to enjoy the benefits of an education? Shouldn't everyone have the chance to reach their full potential? Literate societies have less crime, and literate people are less likely to resort to crime. According to the U.S. Department of Justice, it's estimated that 60% of adults in American prisons are functionally illiterate. Their prison records show that 70% of inmates who don't receive help with reading will return to prison, while 84% of inmates that do receive help will not return. According to the 1993 National Adult Literacy Survey, adult literacy costs U.S. businesses and taxpayers more than $20 billion per year. Imagine what illiteracy costs the world today, not just economically, but in terms of unnecessary suffering. Worldwide literacy is the best solution for solving international conflicts and war. Literate people can learn from political mistakes made in the past and will be wiser when confronting current issues. Being literate helps people communicate more effectively. It allows people to have a clearer understanding of the complex issues we face. It helps people recognize each other's perspectives and be more sensitive to each other's situations. More problems can be discussed, and more disputes can be resolved with words, rather than resorting to weapons and violence. Using language rather than force is the most compassionate and ethical way to bring about world peace. Therefore, literacy should always be an international priority. If I were the leader of the free world, I know, it's a scary thought. But if I were, I would attempt to eradicate illiteracy by starting an organization known as the International Literacy Council. I would encourage leaders of every nation, cultural group, and faith to join this effort. This council would educate others about the value of having a fully literate society. The ILC would conduct research to determine who is in need of literacy aid and what educational methods are most effective. It would share its findings and shine a spotlight on stories that illustrate how becoming literate transforms the quality of people's lives. It would offer incentives such as financial aid and donations of educational material to anyone who attempts to improve literacy in any community. Finally, it would honor outstanding individuals who inspire and bring about the educational reform needed to end this epidemic. Frederick Douglass was a former slave who brought about major social reform with his great literary skills. He once said, "Once you learn to read, you will be forever free." He spoke a profound truth. Literacy gives people freedom from ignorance. It allows them to be productive members of society. It empowers them to stand up against injustice. Not all the world's problems can be solved by literacy alone, but none of the world's problems can be solved without it. Thank you.